larger-than-life world of professional wrestling,
Here are their opponents.
few figures cast as long a shadow as André René Roussimoff, better known to millions as André the Giant.
Most extraordinary athlete of this or any other generation. Without further ado, we will now introduce to you the one and the only André the Giant.
His massive frame, charismatic presence, and legendary feats made him an icon whose legacy endures decades after his passing.
André the Giant, a massive man standing 7'4", weighing more than 500 pounds. Of course, was an icon in the world of pro wrestling.
Yet amid the countless stories of his wrestling triumphs and Hollywood appearances lies a more personal narrative, one that centers around Robin Christensen Roussimoff, the only child of the man who was literally and figuratively larger than life. What is it like to be the daughter of a giant?
He was my dad. For me, he was dad, because I saw him behind the ring. I didn't watch the matches. I saw him backstage.
Let's step into the fascinating world where wrestling royalty meets family legacy. Born in 1946 in Grenoble, France, André René Roussimoff emerged into the world with little indication of the physical transformation that would later define him.
All my clothes come from Japan, except my boots. Just like the set, everything is big.
By his adolescence, however, the effects of acromegaly, a rare hormonal disorder causing excessive growth, had begun to manifest. By adulthood, André stood at a reported 7'4", though actual measurements varied, and weighed over 500 pounds, dimensions that would make him one of the most recognizable figures in entertainment history.
Let's take a look at this. Can you believe that? Perhaps even, let's compare it to the size of my head.
André's wrestling career began in Europe before he caught the attention of wrestling promoter Vince McMahon Sr., who brought him to America, where he would become the cornerstone attraction of the World Wrestling Federation, now WWE. His gentle demeanor outside the ring contrasted with his imposing presence within it, earning him the nickname the Gentle Giant. The pinnacle of André's wrestling career came at WrestleMania 3 in 1987.
And welcome to WrestleMania 3!
Where a record 93,173 fans packed the Pontiac Silverdome to witness his legendary match against Hulk Hogan. Beyond wrestling, André captured mainstream attention with his unforgettable role as Fezzik in The Princess Bride, cementing his status in pop culture history. Robin Christensen Roussimoff, the Giant's daughter. Few people realize that André the Giant left behind a daughter when he passed away in 1993. Robin Christensen Roussimoff was born in 1979, the product of André's relationship with Jon Christensen. Unlike many celebrity children who grow up in the spotlight, Robin's early years were largely shielded from public scrutiny, creating a curious gap in the well-documented life of her famous father. Robin grew up primarily with her mother in Seattle, Washington, far from the wrestling arenas where her father captivated millions. This geographical and professional separation would come to define much of their relationship. While André provided financial support, his demanding touring schedule and the physical limitations of his condition meant their in-person interactions were limited to only a handful of occasions throughout her childhood. Physically, Robin did not inherit her father's extreme height or the effects of acromegaly. Standing at approximately 5'8" to 5'10" tall, reports vary slightly. She possesses a height that's certainly above average for women, but nowhere near the mythic proportions of her father. She has her father's facial features in softer form, the prominent jawline and expressive eyes that fans of André might recognize, but without the pronounced overgrowth typical of acromegaly. Robin's relationship with her father's legacy has been complex. In various interviews, she has expressed both pride in her father's accomplishments and frustration with the constraints his fame placed on their relationship. "I didn't know him very well," she has admitted in rare interviews, a statement that carries both factual simplicity and emotional weight. Unlike many second-generation wrestling personalities who follow their parents into the business, Robin chose a different path, seeking to establish her own identity outside the immense shadow cast by her father. The truth about Robin's height. The internet has a peculiar way of transforming curiosity into mythology, and few topics demonstrate this better than the speculation surrounding Robin Christensen-Rusimov's height. A quick online search reveals countless forums, articles, and social media posts questioning whether André's daughter inherited his extraordinary stature. Some posts claim she stands over 7 feet tall, while others insist she must have acromegaly like her father. These speculations reflect our continued fascination with André's physical presence, but they bear little resemblance to reality. Robin stands approximately 5'8" to 5'10" tall, notably taller than the average American woman, 5.4, but well within normal human variation. This height would make her taller than many women but shorter than the average American man. The persistent myths about her supposed giant stature demonstrate how easily misinformation spreads when public curiosity meets limited facts. The reality is that Robin's height would rarely draw attention if not for her famous lineage. When comparing Robin to André, the contrast becomes even more apparent. While records of André's exact height vary, wrestling promoters were known to exaggerate such figures. Most reliable accounts place him between 6'10" and 7'2", still remarkably tall, but perhaps less than the mythical 7'4", often cited in wrestling promotions. At his peak, André weighed over 500 pounds and wore size 24 shoes. Robin, by contrast, has a proportional build relative to her height. Growing up as André's daughter for Robin, childhood came with a unique duality. Having a father recognized worldwide while simultaneously not having him present in daily life. Born in 1979 to John Christensen after a brief relationship with André, Robin's existence remained largely unknown to wrestling fans during her father's lifetime. This separation was geographical as well as professional. While André traveled the globe for wrestling events, Robin grew up in Seattle with her mother. By her own account, Robin met her father only a handful of times throughout her childhood. Their relationship was complicated by André's grueling travel schedule and the physical limitations imposed by his condition, which made travel increasingly difficult as his health deteriorated. "I have maybe 5 memories of my dad," Robin has stated in interviews, a poignant testament to the distance that characterized their relationship. The financial aspects of their relationship were more consistent than the personal ones. André provided child support and ensured Robin's material needs were met, even as his physical presence remained intermittent. This created a peculiar dynamic where Robin was simultaneously connected to and disconnected from one of the world's most recognizable entertainers. School presented its own challenges as classmates eventually made the connection between Robin and her famous father. "Kids would ask me to get his autograph," she has recalled, highlighting the surreal experience of being asked to connect others with a parent she barely knew herself. While many celebrity children contend with public interest, Robin's situation was unique. Her father was literally one of the most recognizable human beings on the planet, yet a virtual stranger to her. Living with the giant's legacy. In the years following André's death, Robin found herself in the peculiar position of inheriting a globally recognized legacy without having shared much of the life that created it. As the sole heir to André's estate, she became the steward of his professional image and likeness rights, a responsibility that thrust her into business decisions and public attention despite her preference for privacy. The public's fascination with André has never truly waned, creating a constant tension between Robin's desire for a normal life and the persistent interest in her connection to wrestling royalty. Each WWE retrospective, documentary, or memorabilia release brings renewed attention not just to André but to Robin as well. The 2018 HBO documentary André the Giant sparked particular interest, though Robin was notably not featured in the production. "It's weird when strangers feel they knew your father better than you did," Robin once remarked in a rare interview, capturing the strange dissonance of her situation. While millions of fans feel a connection to André through his performances, Robin's connection is biological, yet often felt distant in personal terms. Social media has amplified these challenges, with wrestling fans frequently seeking her out online. Robin has generally maintained a low profile, making only occasional public appearances related to her father's legacy. When she does engage with the wrestling community, it's typically to participate in preserving André's memory through authorized projects or to correct misinformation. The genetic reality of acromegaly. Given the dramatic impact acromegaly had on André's life, many naturally wonder about the hereditary implications for Robin. Acromegaly results from excess growth hormone, typically caused by a benign pituitary tumor that develops in adulthood after normal growth has completed. Understanding this medical context is crucial to addressing misconceptions about Robin's physical development. Acromegaly itself is not directly hereditary in most cases. The condition André suffered from typically arises from spontaneous pituitary tumors rather than inherited genetic factors. However, there are rare familial forms of acromegaly associated with certain genetic syndromes. Medical literature indicates that André's condition was likely the more common, sporadic form rather than a hereditary variant, significantly reducing the likelihood of transmission to offspring. When acromegaly develops, it causes distinctive physical changes, enlargement of hands and feet, pronounced facial features including a protruding brow and jaw, and thickening of the skin. These changes occur gradually after normal growth plates have closed, which is why André's appearance transformed over time. Early photos of André show a proportionally large but not yet distinctively acromegalic young man. As the condition progressed untreated, the characteristic features became more pronounced. Modern medicine offers treatments that weren't available during André's lifetime. Today, acromegaly can be managed through surgical removal of pituitary tumors, medication to regulate growth hormone, and radiation therapy in certain cases. Had these interventions been available to André, he might have avoided some of the health complications that ultimately contributed to his early death from heart failure. Robin's life and career path. While André's life was defined by his extraordinary physical presence and public performances, Robin has chosen a distinctly different path. After growing up in the Pacific Northwest, she pursued education and career opportunities that allowed her to establish an identity separate from her father's wrestling fame. Robin has worked in a variety of fields over the years, including periods in the agricultural sector and various creative pursuits. Unlike many children of famous entertainers, she did not follow her father into wrestling or acting, perhaps understanding that doing so would inevitably invite comparisons she might prefer to avoid. "I wanted to be known for my own accomplishments," she has explained, reflecting a desire shared by many who grow up in the shadow of famous parents. Her interests have included animal welfare and photography, allowing creative expression without direct competition with her father's legacy. While she maintains ownership of André's likeness rights and participates in decisions regarding merchandise and media representations, these activities represent management of his legacy rather than an attempt to build upon it professionally. Privacy remains important to Robin, who has maintained a relatively low public profile despite consistent interest from wrestling fans and media. Her social media presence is limited and carefully managed, allowing her to control the narrative around her life rather than becoming defined by public curiosity about her famous father. When Robin does engage with the public regarding her father, she often focuses on humanizing the man behind the myth. In limited interviews, she has shared glimpses of André as a person rather than a performer, his sense of humor, his kindness, and the physical challenges he faced daily due to his condition. These insights offer wrestling historians and fans a more complete picture of André while allowing Robin to participate in preserving his memory on her own terms. Preserving a wrestling icon's memory. The responsibility of managing André's legacy fell to Robin following his death in 1993. As the sole heir to his estate, she became the steward of his professional image at just 13 years old. A responsibility that would grow in complexity as she matured and as André's cultural significance continued to resonate long after his passing. This stewardship includes making decisions about licensing André's name and likeness for merchandise, approving or declining portrayals in media, and participating in WWE's Hall of Fame events and other commemorations. Through these activities, Robin plays a crucial role in shaping how future generations will remember her father, even as her own memories of him remain limited. The legal aspects of managing André's legacy have occasionally led to conflicts with WWE and other entities seeking to capitalize on his enduring popularity. In 2009, Robin filed an opposition to WWE's trademark application for her father's name, asserting her rights as his heir. These business matters represent an ongoing aspect of Robin's connection to her father's professional world, one requiring her to balance respect for his career with protection of his intellectual property. Robin's participation in authorized projects about André helps ensure accuracy in how he's portrayed. While she declined to participate in the 2018 HBO documentary, she has cooperated with other initiatives she felt represented her father respectfully. She has occasionally approved special merchandise or commemorative items that she believes capture the spirit of André's character and contributions to entertainment. Perhaps most significantly, Robin serves as a living connection to André the person, as distinctive from André the character. Her perspective offers valuable insights into the man behind the mythology, his struggles with his condition, his kindness toward fans, and the disconnect between his global fame and personal relationships. Through careful curation of his memory, Robin helps preserve not just the legend of the giant who body-slammed Hulk Hogan, but also the legacy of a complicated man who lived an extraordinary life cut tragically short.